breakfast small and lunch small.
Just 2 bread in 1 meals. Not enough for one people.
Very cold, and clothes, no clothes.
Every night cold.
They give some people more clothes and another people not more.
And we feel very bored here. You can just eat, sleep, use the slow internet. It's so bad.
Just eat and sleep here. Anything other? No.
We asked them for language courses. They said we don't have it now because this is an emergency camp.
I want money, yeah. I want money because I want to smoking and tell my mother in the Syria.
And the camp service, not good.
No service. No service. No service.
But it's here, under the shelter of the viaduct, that I find Davy Pascoe. He has been homeless since 1991, in and out of hostels and living rough on the streets.
How you doing, pal? You all right? Do you want a fag? Do you want a real one?
Yeah, they give you. How long
You wouldn't know it to look at him, but Davy, who's 41, comes from a family with a long military history.
So 2 sons and the dad, and what about your granddad? Was he in as well?
Yeah, he was in the Royal Navy.
He was in the Royal Navy?
Second World War.
So 1, 2, 3 generations of your family serve this country?
Yeah.
Davy lost contact with his parents and brother and is completely on his own. He has spent years in and out of hostels, but bad experiences have left him unable to trust anyone. A few weeks ago, the few possessions he had were stolen. It's heartbreaking that a highly trained tank driver can end up homeless for 17 years.
I feel a bit choked up, to be honest. I feel really sorry for him. It's desperate, isn't it? Desperate. I am being... Now I'm being pathetic. God. I just want to scoop him up and take him home, you know? Really.
For me, immigration is always something that's been close to my heart. My grandparents were Polish and they were refugees. They came over during the Second World War.
What did you decide to do?
Well, initially I just set up a page on Facebook because that's what you do these days with social networking. So I set up a page, I set up a GoFundMe account, really with the idea of just maybe putting the back seats of the car down, taking a few tents and sleeping bags and jumpers and things like that. Really low key. We thought we might get about £500, so we set the limit.
And what's happened?
Well, I mean, it's to the point now where we're Wiltshire as opposed to Swindon, Calais, Solidarity. We've got, you know, Chippenham, Malmesbury, Marlborough, Wootton Bassett, Highworth, and the amount of donations that we've received, it's just mind-blowing. It's just mountains and mountains of stuff.
This lot was sorted by volunteers in a barn donated by a farmer in Wootton Bassett. And some of it's about to make its way under the channel to Calais. They're bringing the donations here because they've been told it's not safe to deliver them directly into the camp.
I'm really frustrated by the fact that we've got to leave them here and they may not get to the camp for such a long time, and it's such a shame. I would like to be able to just take them in there, yeah, definitely.
This building is full of donations, most of them from the UK.
This is baby Donald. He spent much of his early life homeless with his parents living in a car in the Bournemouth and Poole area. His mum and dad had contacted the media desperate to find somewhere to live. 6 weeks after being born, Donald had died. Now there are fears that his story may not be the last. Paul and Jan, not their real names, are expecting a baby in just 2 weeks' time. But they're living on the streets. They didn't want to show us where they live for fear that they'd be moved or even attacked. They've asked us to disguise their identity. What is that like for you, knowing that you don't have a home to take your baby
Horrible.
to?
It makes me feel that I'm not going to be able to be a mum. I'm not going to be able to give my son the best start in life that he needs.
The pair are meeting social services next week to find out what happens to their new baby. Their biggest fear is that he'll be taken away from them.
Well, if they haven't got anywhere for us, then he'll be going into care.
And how would that make you feel?
Horrible. He's my son. I don't want someone else bringing him up.
A charity that's helping the pair say homelessness is increasing in the area, and there's at least one other pregnant woman sleeping rough on the streets.
They feel so let down. All they ask for is just a room. You know, they don't want a mansion, they don't want a 2-bedroom penthouse, they want a room where mum, dad and baby can be happy.
Jan and Paul say they've been told that councils in the area are unable to find them somewhere to live. Local councils say they work to national homeless legislation and guidance.
I'm absolutely petrified. I'm looking forward to it, but we need somewhere stable, you know, that's a big concern.
Jan and Paul say they just want somewhere to live to raise their family, but both know they have an uncertain future ahead. Edward Salt, BBC South Today, Bournemouth.